Once again, it is the intro that I am struggling with. I just can't do it. I hate saying hello. But it's just that on this, I'm like, I don't know what to say. I just can't not say hello, so we'll try it today. It'll probably change next time I film a video, but here we go. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I'm back. I didn't know that I would be coming back. I thought I would post one video and chicken out, but we're here. We're doing another video. Thank you so much if you watched my first video that I uploaded about 2 weeks ago now. It's got 1.2 thousand views, which is ridiculous. I thought maybe like 50 people, 100 people at a push would watch it, but you all came through. You supported me, which is so lovely. If you haven't already seen the video, go and watch it. It's alright. The quality is very varied, don't know what happened there. So now it's 2 weeks later and I'm filming my next video, which is going to be a get ready with me whilst I talk about like modelling and different advice I would give to somebody who wants to get into it but doesn't really know where to start, because I feel like I could have really done with that when I started. It's Valentine's Day when I'm filming this and Cameron's on tour, so I thought, why not sit down, film with a cup of tea and some chocolate buttons and see how we get on. I need to quickly sort of get into the video as well because I edited the last one. It was about 25 minutes long and they were like, oh, you can only upload 15 minutes at a time. I was like, sorry, what? I need to edit the whole thing down. Thank you so much for that. It's really helpful. You could have told me that beforehand, or I really should have looked it up. I won't really be talking, well, I don't know, we'll see how much I talk about the makeup because I'm useless at it. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing. This isn't like a tutorial of how you should do your makeup or anything. I'm just gonna do my makeup and talk to you. I'm not even going anywhere. I want to go to the gym after this. It'll all be coming off, so. But yeah, enjoy. Thank you for hopefully staying through to the end of this video as well. Enjoy. I'm in such a mess. There's makeup everywhere, there's notes everywhere, mirrors everywhere. I can't multitask, so filming, doing my makeup and talking to you at the same time could be extremely interesting. We will see how we go. So yeah, my skin at the minute, she's not the best. I came off my contraceptive pill just before Christmas because I couldn't be on it because of my stimulant drugs. They cancel each other out. And my skin was like, we don't like that. Mainly just scarring now. I've got like the odd spot here, but I've been to see Lauren, who I've known for years. She works at Dermalogica in Manchester now. She's shown me all these products that are really helping my skin. Like, I've noticed such a difference in the past week and a half of being on them. Week and a half? I think so. Yeah, week and a half. So I will keep you updated on that. Let's go. Just gonna get my hair out the way. Sexy. So I've restarted this video 3 times already because I can't multitask. Before I get myself in more of a knot, I'm just gonna moisturise my lips, moisturise my face, put concealer on and put some foundation on. Whilst talking about getting an agency, how you go about it, how I got mine, that kind of thing. I said in my last video that like I was originally scouted by a different agency and stuff, and I went to see them, didn't really like feel their vibe or anything. I got my friend Charlotte, who is like into photography, to take some headshots of me and like full length and stuff. Sent them to Jador and waited for a response, and they wanted to see me in person, so I went in. They offered me a contract. Some agencies have different walk-ins and stuff. This is really off-putting whilst trying to talk. A lot of them have on their website like becoming a model, that kind of thing, where you would like send off your headshots. They can be taken just on your phone or anything, they don't need to be anything amazing. So yeah, you send your headshots to the agency that you want to be with, and then they will ask you back for a casting where you sort of go in. They will like talk to you about your experience, which you don't need. If they're happy with you, they'll take some Polaroids, see how you work on camera. And then, this is really going bad. And then yeah, if they're happy with you, they will ask you if you'd like to sort of sign a contract. So another way is you can get scouted either on Instagram or in the street. Like, you can get scouted sort of everywhere. A lot of people get scouted at festivals, and this way obviously like they sort of know that they want you, but they still need to see if you work well on camera, so like still bring you in for the casting. When I got my contract, I had to test shoot for ages. Like, I think again I said in my last video, but I needed to build up a portfolio before obviously people would employ me. So yeah, I test shooted for like 2 months, which if you've already got a big portfolio behind you that they're happy with, they might put you on their website or on their books straight away. Some of the agencies also have like open casting days that you can go to, which is basically like, once you sent your pictures in, they want to see you anyway, the same kind of thing, but there might be more people on that day, which can be good, can also be quite scary. But I suggest if you have ever thought about modelling, there is literally no harm in sending off a headshot just to sort of see if they like you or not. So go for it, why not? I feel like I'm going far too fast with makeup and not getting through stuff fast enough. Yeah, when going into jobs, like, they expect you to be ready to work. Like, when I first had my job, I feel like I was comfortable enough to sort of sit in front of the camera and know what makes me look good. Obviously on jobs they do give you direction and things, but there is a responsibility on yourself for you to know that. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Nice and wonky. So yeah, the next thing that I'm going to talk about is going to castings. My first casting was in Birmingham. So I drove 3.5, 4 hours. You don't get paid if you don't get the job. Like, there's no expenses. So that, like, in itself can be a bit sort of scary. Like, is it worth, I don't know, 60-ish pounds worth of fuel? But no, it's not pointless. Like, you need to do them. It's like, you need to go and do the interviews to get the jobs, because a casting is pretty much an interview. But yeah, at the start I found them really scary. I didn't know what to expect. Every single casting I've been to has been so different. There's not like a normal casting. Depending on what the casting is how I dress for it or how I do my makeup and stuff for it. But yeah, I always wear makeup to castings unless specified otherwise. Some jobs and some castings will say like no fake tan, no nails, no makeup, which obviously you go with if that's what you're told. My bronze is disgusting. And like when I'm going to castings, I take quite a lot of stuff with me. I'll always walk in with my portfolio like in my hand, so people know who you are, but it's not being like, hi, it's me, I'm a model. You want to look professional when you go in, so I always carry it with me rather than when I get in having to like ratchet out my bag. I always go in either matching underwear, or if I know that I'm going to be trying on the clothes, I'll wear like seamless underwear. So yeah, in some castings they'll ask you to like stand in your underwear, they'll take pictures of you, or they'll ask you to put on their clothing and then they'll take pictures of you, or they'll ask you to stay in what you're wearing and they'll take pictures of you, or a mixture of everything. Like, be prepared for everything, overpack rather than go with one thing on and be like, mm. But yeah, with castings, just go in. I'm not doing my makeup. I've had this since prom. I'm now 21. With castings, just go in and like be yourself. Like, I know that sounds obvious, but don't play up to be someone that you're not. You would think that everyone has this massive personality if they're a model and is really loud and is really in your face, and they're not. Like, I'd say I'm quite a loud person, but when I first meet people I'm quite shy, and you need to find that balance. So yeah, sell yourself but don't be cocky. Yeah, for some jobs you've obviously got to go to castings, and other jobs you just get booked direct online. The main amount of my work is I just get booked direct, and that basically means like someone will either go onto the website and be like, I want her, or my agency will get a brief through and they'll be like, who suits this? We'll put X amount of girls forward for it. And that's got me like such a range of jobs. Like, I do everything from like foot asylum to wedding dresses. I've done beauty bay. Like, I just do so many different things. Like, I'm doing Gymshark next week, which is ridiculous. Like, I never thought I'd work for them. This video is an absolute shambles. But what makes the job good or bad is the team that you're working with. So I've been on some jobs where the team is incredible, and no matter what you're modelling or what you're doing, the team makes everything so much worth it. Like, they look after you so well. Other jobs can be like really, I'm really bad at eyeshadow by the way. Other jobs can be really, what's the word? They can be more challenging if the team's not as cool. What's the word? I'm having such a brain fart today. I pull such an ugly face by the way. I've so lost my train of thought. You do end up comparing shoots to each other, and some are amazing and other ones are still good but aren't as good. Sometimes when I walk into a casting, like, you feel really confident and that they're interested in you, and other times you walk in, you just know fine well that you're not going to get it. I'd say I've probably done about 20 in my time. got about 5 jobs from them, which like they're all worth going to. They all put your name out there, and you do get to meet like so many other models and stuff when you go to castings. And like if you don't get them, it can really play with your mind. Like I used to go to castings and then I wouldn't ever get the job, and I'd think, oh, like, are people disappointed with me when I actually go and work for them and they haven't casted me beforehand? Like if people see me in person, do they actually want me, and that kind of thing. And they know what they want when they do castings. They want someone who fits their clothes well, rather than who's the smallest or who's the prettiest or that kind of thing. They want someone who's gonna make their clothes look good. I think I'm just gonna kind of do bits of my makeup and then speak to you because I'm really struggling. Yeah, some people you go on shoots with are so lovely. They'll look after you, and like, I never go to a shoot and I don't expect to be treated different to anybody else just because I'm a model. Like, just because somebody is a model or anything doesn't mean they're entitled to be, what's the word? To be like unreasonably, oh, I can't speak. Doesn't mean that you should walk in there and you shouldn't expect loads of everyone else. You should expect like the same amount of like attention and that kind of thing as everyone else. I'm just sort of not really going anywhere with this. I feel like a lot of people think that models are like this really bitchy, expect to be treated really well kind of people, and honestly they're some of the loveliest people I've ever met. Obviously you do get the people who are like that, but it's not at all what you think it would be like from my experience. But yeah, the other models can really make or break the job, I've found. Like, I've been to some jobs where there's been 5 of us on set and no one spoke to each other, even though like I really try and speak to everyone. You've just got you just have sort of got, I can't speak. You've just got to get lucky with who you meet on other shoots, and if you get on with them, then you get on with them, but if you don't, then you don't. That doesn't make any sense, it's pointless. Obviously with like campaign shoots or content shoots, they vary as to what they want from ecom. So with ecom, you've got a lot of stuff to get through in a day. I'm just gonna sit and talk for a minute. You've got a lot of stuff to get through in a day, so the team does need to be on it. Getting through the clothes is a priority, but obviously making them look good still and looking like you're not tired, because it's exhausting doing a day of ecom. There's different ways of going about it. Like with working with a lot of different teams with doing ecom, you can still be really like chilled, have a nice atmosphere whilst getting through 60 bits of clothing, as opposed to being so stressed about getting through 40 pieces of clothing. And if the team's positive, you're going to be positive, and if everyone's sort of starting to get stressed, that does reflect on you a bit. The team is honestly the thing that makes the day. Like, you could be shooting anything, and if you've got a good team, you're going to have a good shoot. If not, then it's not going to be as good. But obviously you've got to make do with every situation that you're in. You can't pick and choose as to what effort you want to put in where. You need to be on the ball like all the time, like it's your job. Just because you don't like something doesn't mean you can't put 110% into it. So the next bit I'm going to do is like literally my favourite bit ever. It's like a glitter. Look at that.
You need the tiniest bit, but 10 out of 10 would recommend. And we'll have to bring on our own days.
But yeah, the next thing I'm going to talk about is coping with modelling, like mentally, and how it affects you, and what sort of things to like be prepared for. Amazing. I love it. Such a professional. It looks like a 5-year-old's done it. So yeah, I feel like I'm one of them people who wears their heart on their sleeve. If there's something wrong with me, you already know about it before I've even said anything. I feel like that can be a blessing and a curse. I feel like even just talking about my mental health, it's such a weird thing to do on the internet. Like, either people are 100% like open to saying everything and other people say nothing, and I feel like I'm sort of in the middle ground where I'm like, I don't want people to be like, oh, like, I don't know. Yeah, I think that's it. Like, I just don't want people's opinion on it. Like, and I know that sounds really weird. I just think it's such a hard thing to talk about. Like, I'd say I have a relatively good mental health. And yeah, I'm putting mascara in my eyebrows. Obviously, like everyone, it has ups and downs. And I think it's important to talk about. I know myself really well. I know when to take time out, when to reward myself, when to talk to somebody about something, or when to just deal with it myself. Like, I'm good at giving advice to other people, and most of the time I'm good at taking my own advice. But when it comes to this job, I feel like it's really important to make people aware of how it can affect you. Like, I know someone who went into modelling and they were really, really confident, and they did it and it just destroyed their confidence. And I know other people who used to be so shy and it's just brought them out of their shell. Like, I feel like it either does one or the other to you. With me, I think it has really brought out my confidence. I do feel like it's really given me a purpose. Like, after being diagnosed with my like sleep disorder, I felt a bit lost, and now I'm doing what I've always wanted to do. But obviously there's going to be times where it does make you feel a bit shitty. I've been on jobs before. Well, most jobs that I go on, I am the biggest girl there. Like, it's hard not to compare yourself to other people, like, especially when you walk in with no makeup on and there's another girl there with flawless skin, stunning. Like, it does make you think like, oh, the people who've employed me here are just going to think like, oh, who's this? What's she doing here? We've got this stunning girl, we've got this one. You do compare yourself to other people, and now I feel like I'm in a secure enough place mentally to not do that at the minute, but I go through phases, definitely. Some jobs I'll walk in there and be like, yeah, they've hired me to do this. Wait until they put makeup on me and then I'll flourish. And other times I'm like, oh my god, I really hope they're not disappointed in me because I look like this. And finally I'm going to finish off with a little bit of lippy. Primark, I don't know what colour it is, it's this one. 90 pence, incredible, amazing, like that. So yeah, back to where I was at. I can't remember. I go through phases of comparing myself to other people, and I do go through phases of like really feeling myself, and other times not at all. Especially when my skin got bad, I was so conscious about it, and I did have a job not complain about it, but they said they weren't overly happy with it, and that like really threw me off. Because I knew it in myself, I was just sort of waiting for someone to say it. Yeah, I spoke to J'adore and they were so good about it, and they are like working with me to make my skin better rather than being like, we don't want you anymore because your skin's useless. Here's what we're gonna do to make it better. That was so helpful. I thought that they would be really disappointed in me and like not want me anymore. And to be fair, that's one of the reasons why I think I didn't pursue modelling any earlier. Because I've always been really conscious about my skin. Yeah, that one did really throw me. J'adore were very, like, they were really quick to sort of bring me up about it, like, don't worry about it at all, we're going to get it sorted, here's what we're going to do, sort of put an action plan in place. Cameron has been so good about it as well. I just think because he knows me so well, he knows how to compliment me in a way that I'm not going to find patronising or like he's just saying it for the sake of it. I just find it so hard to talk about. Like, so yeah, like my advice would be to make sure you have that sort of like secure environment around you before you get into the job. It's so bad because you shouldn't have to prepare yourself for negative like comments, but you almost do because you have no control over it really. Even if you're not big on Instagram, I don't know, I'm passing around this Vaseline. If you work for a company and they put a picture of you on Instagram and they've got, I don't know, 500,000 followers, someone's probably going to comment something nasty. Even though you shouldn't have to, you do have to prepare yourself to see stuff like that. Obviously, you can try and avoid it if you know it's there, but you're probably going to want to see yourself on someone's big Instagram. You're going to look for where your pictures go. So to try and avoid comments like that can be hard. Like, touch wood, I haven't seen any of myself yet, but they're probably out there and I probably will find some one day. And yeah, you shouldn't have to prepare for it, but you do. I just think it's really important to have like that sort of community of people around you, and if I didn't have them, I'd be very lost. I have finished my makeup, but I'm gonna carry on talking to you. I think another way that modelling like affects your mental health is through how much work you're getting. If you're paying for rent, for anything, it can be really stressful if you're relying solely on modelling to do that. Like, there's been some starts to the month where I haven't worked for 2 weeks and I think, oh my god, like, how am I going to pay X, Y and Z? And you have to look at it sensibly. Like, you need to look at it as a yearly salary, and luckily at the minute I'm able to sort of live off my salary as I'm going along, but I have had to save money in case it doesn't work. Like, for the start of the year I was working 13 days in a row and last week I didn't work. But yeah, overall, as far as like my mental health with it goes, most of the time it is really positive, and it does make me feel, it's made me feel a lot more confident as a person. I used to hate not wearing makeup out the house. Like, to film a YouTube video with the intro without me having makeup on, I wouldn't have done it like 6 months ago, and now I love not being in makeup, but I also still love putting makeup on, and I just don't feel like I need it to do so. Like, I don't know, I just do feel a lot more secure in myself. Obviously at times that isn't always the case, but when that does happen, I know that I'll sort of come out the other side of it and I will feel good about myself again. And it's just about learning what makes you feel good, if you need to have a few days off the gym, or if you need to get back in the gym, or if you need to start eating good or have a cheat day. I really hope I've done like that whole mental health section justice, just because I feel like it is one of the most important parts of it. And if I haven't, I'm gonna refilm bits of it and do like an Instagram TV. Your mental health and your physical health is, well, should always be on like number one priority, and I feel like this job can definitely like make that so much better or so much worse, and you just need to be wary of that. But yeah, the next section that I've got is just like a general, what advice I'd give to somebody who wants to start modelling. I feel like I've like mainly covered what kind of things happen when you get into modelling in this video. Some advice I would give is like, especially about staying safe. In Manchester especially, the community is so close that I've always felt so safe. Especially with my first test shoot, I was a bit nervous because like my gran I think she still thinks that I'm gonna get like stolen by some photographer and that I'm gonna be forced to do things I don't want to do, and it's all negative. But honestly, everyone I've met is so supportive, and if you don't want to do something, they're never going to force you to do it. I've always felt comfortable like on every test shoot I've ever done. I've never once thought, I don't know if I want to be doing this. Like when I first started, if someone said you're going to be doing like a lacy underwear shoot, I'd have been like, no, not doing it. But now I'd be happy to do it because I know who I'd want to do it with, and if I ever felt uncomfortable, I'd bring someone with me. Yeah, that's a really good tip for if you are starting to test shoot and you, for whatever reason, feel like you may feel slightly uncomfortable but you still want to do it, then take someone with you. Like, you never have to do anything you don't want to do, and if you ever need anything, like ring your agency, ring another model, ring like anyone that you know who would get you out of that situation. And this isn't me trying to scare you into saying like that you're going to be put in this situation at all, because I never ever have been. But if you need to make up 7 million excuses to get out, if you don't want to say, I don't want to do it, just make up something. Like, I'd like to think that if I was in that situation, which I didn't feel comfortable doing, that I would fully just stand up and say, no, I'm not doing it. But if you've, even like on jobs, if you have a full team of 6-7 people saying, oh, we're doing this today, you're doing it, and you really feel uncomfortable, you do not have to do it at all. I've been to jobs where on the shoot, I've looked like I've had no clothes on, and I've had like a full bodysuit on, I've been like fully clothed and stuff, but I was made aware of that beforehand. So if I went onto a shoot and they were like, oh, can you strip off and put your hands over your boobs, and that's how we're going to photograph you, you weren't told about that beforehand, you are well within your right to sort of say, no, I don't want to do that. I mean, even if you have been told beforehand and it's something slightly more provocative than what you thought, then you don't have to do it at all. Another thing that I would also say, like a bit of advice I'd give, is just go for like every opportunity that you can. If you can test shoot with this photographer who's known here, there and everywhere, go and do it. If you can travel to London to go and do some shoots there, go and do it. I don't know, I feel like this year I've definitely wanted to say yes to a lot more things, and I feel like, well, I've already ticked 3 things off my New Year's resolution like bucket list, which one's doing a YouTube channel. So yeah, saying yes to different things. Why not? What have you got to lose? But yeah, if you are wanting to get into modelling, don't at all let anything that I've just said put you off, because I absolutely love it. Like, it's my dream job, I'm doing it, and it's amazing. And I did not mean, I feel like I've talked really negatively about it in this video, but I just want to make people aware of the bad bits. But yeah, if you want to go for it, 100% go for it. Send in your pictures to every different agency under the sun. Go and do loads of like walk-ins. You will find agencies that are like more suited to you. Just go for it. So this is the finished look. I don't know how beneficial it was to do this whilst talking about modelling and stuff, but I've enjoyed myself. It's been an experience. I have found out that I cannot multitask at all. But if you'd like an actual makeup routine, I'd quite like to do that. Let me know. And thank you very much for watching. I hope I've sort of managed to get everything in that I wanted to. In that I wanted to? Get everything in. I know fine well that I'll be doing bits of makeup here, there and everywhere. As in, like in the video, I'll be talking about something, doing like foundation, and the next minute I'll be talking about something else. The foundation will be off. I'll still be on the thing beforehand. And I'm really sorry about that. I have really struggled trying to multitask and it's not worked, but we tried. We can only get better, so I'll probably do more in the future and hopefully be getting better at it. If you do want to like message me about anything, about getting into modelling, me being a bit more specific about stuff, let me know. Please do give me a message and I'll try and do my best to help. So yeah, hopefully I'll be back with another video soon. I don't really know what it'll be, but we'll see. That rhymed. I've got to clear up all of this mess. But yeah, like this video, please, and subscribe because it makes me feel loved.